What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the YM Geek Show, episode 65. And today we going back to Westeros with House of the Dragon. And I got my boy G.
Yo, what's up?
Yup.
We back. We back.
We back with a show that I watched and G caught up with later.
That's right.
And now we're starting an entire new saga.
Yes, man. And with that, new saga. We got Chris doing the new intro, man. Chris did the intro. Let's go.
Man.
Let's go, bruh. It's all about.
I gotta do some on the pods. I gotta do some.
Hey, bruh. That was perfect, Brody. That was perfect. But yeah, man, we're gonna be talking about House of the Dragon today.
Oh gosh, already.
Hey, it's HOD to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I'm super excited about this just because like you said, I just finished Game of Thrones like not too long ago, and it's just like, man, I'm back. It's like I forgot how that intro music made me feel. You know, when we finally got it, I was like, oh, we're in this thing. You know what I'm saying? And for today's pod, y'all, we're gonna be covering both episodes so far. But you know, we're not gonna get super in depth as far as like the nitty gritty of stuff because we got so much in those first two episodes. We're gonna be here all day. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things where it's like we rather just talk about the things that are kind of like more pertinent in the story right now, and we'll get into the more minute things when it comes to like understanding all the players and where we're actually going. Because we gonna definitely have some talks when it comes to this show, man.
And I know I be hating on a lot of stuff. I'm gonna just let y'all know I'm hyped. I'm hyped for some House of the Dragons. I'm gonna be watching at 9:00 every Sunday.
That's right.
Let's get into this, G. Let's get into it.
All right, man. So we're back, like I said, man. But we're not just back to the show. We're back 172 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we back in the day before the Mad King, all that, right? And I think it's really cool the way that they intro this series, just because they know their audience, and if you know Game of Thrones, like the lore and just like the books and how fanatic people are about this thing, it's just like if you have something like a little bit too close to the original like date, you don't have enough wiggle room to make changes or make things as like finite as they could be. So I was happy to see that they went even further back than I originally thought they were going to go. But we got new players, man. We got new kings, and it's one of those things where I was like, bro, I don't know if they're gonna be able to top, what I'm saying, Game of Thrones. Like I don't. How you make another Daenerys? How you make another Joffrey? How you make another, Jon Snow? And I'm not saying that they already did that, but my faith has been restored, bro, because the new players in this joint, bro, they going crazy off E. So like out of like this cast that we've gotten so far, you know what I'm saying? Who are some of your favorite characters? Because for me, it's I go. So for me, it's right now it's Corlys, or how you say it? Corlys, right?
Yeah.
Corlys.
Sure.
We gonna mess these days up so we get them memorized, y'all. Valerian, right? The black dude with the dreads. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's gonna be a super X factor in this story, and I could just he plotting on something, you know what I'm saying? And then I also mess with Daemon because it's like I didn't like him in Morbius, but I feel like he's more in his element, you know what I'm saying? That being Matt Smith, he's more in his element with this show. And then we still got Rhaenyra, who is the princess, and somebody that is a looking like Daenerys before Daenerys, but we'll see. We'll see how things start to pan out. But Chris, what you got, man?
Hey, I just want to let everyone know, back in Game of Thrones days, I was a huge King Joffrey fan. I thought that character just stirred the pot left and right, kept doing craziness that made all the characters go crazy or have to react to him just going left. When everyone's going right, Joffrey
Yeah.
was like, nope. So, Damon, this
Hey.
man is growing on me. He's not fully like ridiculous like Joffrey. He's like this annoying like cousin. Like he's not really trying to mess up the family,
Yeah.
but like he's plotting here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I like that. I like that.
So far, the first episode, I was like, all right, Damon may have some stuff going, but they kind of set him up normally. And then the second episode, I'm like, bro, this guy gonna have me on the edge of my seat whenever he's on the screen. And then the fact that he met up with the
Corlys.
Valerian guy, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is gonna be good. So Damon, 100%. I just want to see him on screen all the time, see what he's doing, see what he's scheming here, left and right. This man stole an egg and then said, like, boom, come to my wedding. I was like, what?
Who does that?
I'm hyped. Yeah, like who does that? I'm
Yeah.
hyped for Damon. I think he's gonna be really good. And like you said about that Morbius, as soon as I saw this man's face, I was like, bro, you gotta redeem yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta redeem yourself. And I know the wig's looking a little weird, but I'm liking this character a lot. He's definitely my favorite right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to get used to the wigs. At first it was a huge freaking, like, not culture shock, but it was just like, oh, that's who that is. Like I'm trying to figure out who that was. I'm like, I know this person, but yeah. So we got introduced to a lot of characters over these first two episodes. We've already lost some characters in the midst of that, and I think really like the essence of House of Dragons is really these two families, right? The Valerians and the Targaryens, right? Everybody else is still like they're in the mix, but it's not as mixy as, you know, the original Game of Thrones is. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like the roadmap is pretty clear as far as like where we're going in the show, and I can appreciate that because like the first Game of Thrones. Sorry if I keep going back, but this is the prequel. So the first Game of Thrones, you know, the first few episodes, it took us a little minute to get like in the mix of the story, but the way time is progressing in this show, like we're already in the mix, frame one to frame like to the next episode. You know what I'm saying? It's finna go crazy. But Chris, how do you feel about like just the pacing of the show so far? Because for me, I feel like the timing didn't throw me off, but it was just like something I was like, oh, this didn't happen yesterday. It's 3 months from now. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. Like, keep going.
I'm kind of like what you're feeling. Like I was like, okay, after episode 1, I was feeling real good, and then it's like, oh, we're like 6. I think they jumped 6 months or more than half a year.
It was like 9 months.
Episode. Yeah,
in total.
and I was just enjoying being back in Westeros that first episode, and they
Mhm.
even gave you a little tease of dragon and fighting in that first episode. So I thought, okay, now we're gonna slow down again next episode.
All right.
But with that little like time jump, I was like, dang, like I get it, we're moving the story quickly, but I was enjoying where we were the slow grind back up to the craziness that Game of Thrones would bring us to. And it seems like they're just ramping up to disorder quickly.
Right.
Like I'm with it, but I was just like, dang, I kind of could have enjoyed like another episode, seeing these characters grow together, seeing that King and what's her name? Allison.
Yeah.
That whole connection growing a little bit more, and maybe Otto kind of being a little bit more sneaky, the hand of the king being a little bit more sneaky, trying to oh, you know, I lost my wife, you know, we're both bonding, you know, you got to move on, don't be like me, you know, just like a little bit more wordplay. Like I don't mind that we're getting to where we're going, because you know, some stuff like they're saying, hey King, you got to marry someone, what's going on here?
Right.
Like I get that. But it's
Mm,
just like I wish we had just a little bit more wordplay in that second episode to really like sell home that we really jumped far and these characters have really in 6 months really
yeah.
got much closer.
Right. Right. Yeah. I agree with that. I think as far as like the relationships in uh in House of the Dragon right now, it feels very cold on each like in each scenario. Like it really does feel like everything was planned and like nobody really has chosen who they want to be with, you know, until
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm saying? And even now with Allison and the King, it's more so of like this is the best out of all my options that makes me not feel as weird because what they tried to pull off
Yeah, there you
is
go.
crazy. It's really crazy, and it's one of those things where it's like I feel like as like for its like direction of the show and like what they were portraying, like this happened in those days or whatever. And granted, this is a fake world and everything, but it's like they made sure that we as an audience felt like okay, at least the king is not just like freaked out,
Out
like
weird.
yeah, like outly freaked out like that, and it was like disgruntled about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's remorseful about his wife passing, and even like bro, first episode, I was like, dang, like not only did he make this decision, you know what I'm saying, for his wife to basically have a prehistoric C-section or whatever
Yep.
to get the baby out, but you kill your wife and then the baby don't survive. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that when the baby didn't survive, I was like, oh no, like they this show is just it's just taking us there, bro. Because at that point, I was like, oh, problem solved. They got a son. You know, I guess this is the show. You know what I'm saying? And that got just taken out like immediately. But you know, them taking the time to show that like okay, we're yes, this happens in this world, but it's like we're not really condoning this. And Allison ain't that much older. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make it right, but it's just like it's one of those things where it's like okay, this is better than what was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
in a sense. So it was just like one of those things. But I also feel like the relationships between Rhaenyra and Daemon, I like that a lot because their conversation is like, yo, they're fighting for not only the same position but also are fighting for their father and their and in Daemon's case the brother's love and just like appreciation where they don't feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like on multiple levels, and they connect at that moment, and that was very evident in the second episode when she was able
Oh
to get
yeah.
the egg back. So like how are you feeling about like the relationships right now in um House of the Dragons because I'm liking this dynamic a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they are in it. Like it's just like it's nobody really mess with each other, but they know they gotta work with each other. So it's more plain as day. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the actual game.
And that's why I'm really liking the writing already because a lot of these characters, whether you go with the queen that never was and what's her name, Renea,
Rhaenyra, yeah.
Rhaenyra, like even their relationship is like the queen that never was and her who's like I'm gonna be the queen type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Damon who's like I'm not the heir, and then she's like I am the heir type thing. Like
Yeah.
you stole was it Dragonstone
Yep.
from me, that goes to the heir, and you're sitting here talking about tradition type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fathers over there in the kingdom, everyone's saying just marry the girl because you would strengthen the two strongest houses, Valerian and Targaryen, and
Mm-hmm.
it will just solidify your rule, like solidify everything. We don't even have to worry about that whole relationship between you and your sister. Like
All right.
it's only been 2 episodes, bro. Shows don't aren't this good at
Yeah.
interweaving characters and their dynamics. And it's kind of like, dang, sis, I gotta beat you out. And hey, I'm a dude, and these people ain't trying to have a queen yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, boom, I can marry you guys into it right now, and we're done. Type like that whole squabble is gone.
Right.
And then this king is like, nope, I'm gonna go with the hands, girl. And I'm like, wait a minute, bro, you threw away. It's just kind of
peace for the realm. Peace for the realm, technically.
It's just showing he wants to maintain peace, but he doesn't want to do the stuff to like keep it in order.
Right.
He's just like, the thing to maintain peace in the realm would be to marry the girl. And he's just like, dang, she 12 years old, bro. This is wrong.
I can't do it. Yeah.
I can't do it. And he's like, I don't think he's really in love with this girl. I think he's more like comfortable with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like, bro, this is why the fires are going to start, where people are rioting, people are against you, because Daemon done stole the castle. The guy done told you about the little crab dude coming up, and you're just like, oh, it's fine. And then your daughter sitting there like, we got dragons, Dad. What we doing?
Yeah, facts.
So it's just amazing how each character, after 2 freaking episodes, you can just put 2 characters together and you can understand why they like each other or hate each other. Like, or you can speculate for the next 5 episodes on why they about to kill each other. Like, it's incredible. So I love the relationships. I'm loving the show. House of Dragons, Game of Thrones. I can't believe y'all doing this to me again. I can't believe y'all.
Yeah, because I the king for me right now is not one of my favorite characters, just because like the way he's portrayed, he's just as a loser at this point, like by everybody, by everybody that is in league with him or whatever, because
like a pushover too.
Yeah, because it was like one of those things where I found out that apparently the Iron Throne only hurts weak kings, right? And throughout this time, like throughout these first 2 episodes, first it was like the little sore on his back, right? Then it was his finger, then it was his finger, maggots, and seeing that, like, I feel like the only way for us to really grasp that was for those months to pass by for us to really see. I'm like, yo, this man is not gonna make it. Like, he is not gonna make it. So seeing that dynamic, and then also seeing the opposition, which is to me right now is like on 2 fronts, because yes, you got like the Hand, who is plotting for his daughter to basically be in league to take the throne and stuff like that or whatever. And then also we got the sea snake, right? And Corlys. So there's him and Daemon, who we haven't really talked about this yet, but talk about how they are basically the second sons, right? And the second sons in Game of Thrones, it's just like those connections make all of this worth it. And it's just like, bruh, like they're just every episode they're just hitting things right on the head. You know what I'm saying? And
it's like we're trying not to hype it, but it
feels
you
can't help it. You can't help
it. Boom! Like they really thought about, okay, boom, nail down. Next one, nail down. And I'm like, dang, 2 episodes? Come on, bro.
They're going crazy. So like I said earlier, the main 2 houses of Targaryen and the Valerians, the main issue right now is there's no real true heir, right? So with let's start talking about like the future a little bit, right? So with them 2 being at odds, and the king naming Alicent as his next queen, there's definitely 2 sides right now. How do you think this is going to play out as far as like Daemon and Corlys' relationship? Because for me, like the way I see it, it's more so of like, I hate to bring DC in this, but the Corlys is old Bruce Wayne, and Daemon is Terry from Batman Beyond, right? So you got you got Corlys and Daemon's ear, right? Like still giving him the respect that he has as, you know, being Targaryen or whatever, but is secretly manipulating him to play out a plan, you know, that he has to basically rise to the throne because whatever he gets, he has to take it, you know. And I'm like, okay, I like this. I don't know if they see each other in the way that, you know, it's mentor to mentee type thing, or
Yeah.
it's just like it's justified in means. We both got a common goal or common enemy, but it's like at the same time, Damon's like, yo, you can't talk about my brother any type of way, you know.
Exactly.
So it's still that spice that's like it's not too like it's not too straightforward, but it's just like okay, like all right, this is going to be interesting because it's not going to be like okay, Corlys is going to give out the orders, Damien's going to carry him out. Like nah, like they still both have their own agendas, right? Especially since, you know, both of their paths to the throne have basically been cut off at this point. So
Yeah, like officially.
yeah. So how you feeling about that?
I'm just like Damon's character is really that oddball out where he can at any moment like ruin the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he also has a dragon. Like, but before in Game of Thrones, the until the dragons appeared, like, oh, okay, being loyal to each other was very important type thing because you would
Yeah.
get stabbed in the back, and that was like the main way.
All right.
But in these times, like these people have dragons, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
that'll wipe out armies quickly.
Yeah.
So Damon's such a powerful ally, but I kind of feel like what's his name? Corlys
Corlys, yeah.
is trying to just manipulate him in a way to say like, you know, the king is weak. His own
Right.
brother turned on him type thing, and his own brother is more allied with us.
Mm-hmm.
And his own brother is not even trusting like what he's doing. I mean, marrying this off, you know, he could have married us for the kingdom, and he's just kind of doing his own thing.
Right.
You know, honestly, the king's been acting a little funny. He's been losing his fingers, you know, going a little crazy, you know. But that's kind of how the vibe between those two I'm getting. And Daemon, I kind of believe he's still looking out for Team Targaryen, and I don't think he's fully ever trying to. I think he's just trying to battle for that love, that appreciation, other than you're a Targaryen, you're the second son, and that's all you are. Like he just wants to be admired a little bit more, and he's not getting that.
Right. Yeah. Because even the, you know, because the main issue of this show is that there hasn't been no true heir for generations, right? Because even the King Viserys now, you know, wasn't a true heir, right? Like yes, he got the rule, you know what I'm saying, but because, you know, the other sons of the original king all died out or whatever. I don't know if they died out or I don't remember what actually happened, but you know,
Well,
all
like
that was
this whole show is based off like the first book that they wrote, and then they started the series with Game of Thrones. So like they kind of have the roadmap of what they want to do, and we know like House of Dragon is like pretty much how do the Targaryens kind of mess this up? How do they mess the gravy train going up that leads to everything in Game of Thrones type thing. But like what we're seeing is kind of like this king is purposely trying to maintain order, but it's messing up these relationships with his brother and his strongest ally. So it's like we're just watching this train wreck unfold because this king is being dumb. He doesn't want to do stuff for the family.
Right.
He's thinking, dang, this is a 12-year-old. Y'all trying to marry me for the 12-year-old, and his advisors are like, bruh, it's for like the kingdom. Like,
right.
You got to do it.
Right.
And this decision, which is kind of crazy in my opinion, because we did the time jump, in episode 2 is probably going to be the most impactful decision that causes the downfall of the Targaryens.
Yeah.
Because now it's kind of like you don't have ally.
Right.
Your strongest ally is now maybe in line with Daemon. And Daemon is a loose cannon at this point because you're not even reeling him back in, being like, bro, I'm sorry, like come back to it. Because I can't remember in the first episode, was he upset that
he was gone? The uncle was gone. Oh yeah. He was upset. He was upset at that.
Like
And
he wasn't the hand or
right,
some better thing at the table.
right. Like he
He's
wanted to
just
be
like a
by his
brother.
side. Yeah. And he
Yeah.
got lost in
So,
the background.
so it's like he's not even doing like the main steps in order to maintain a peaceful kingdom. He just wants
Hmm.
everything to be okay. He's like, oh, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. And the guy's like,
You don't want
bro,
to
what
make
about
no
this?
tough decisions. That's what it is.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. None of the tough decisions at all.
Yeah.
That requires the, and I just feel like Damon and the Valerians are gonna take advantage of that because even his sister was like, I'm gonna just tell it straight up. You gotta marry the girl. Like, I,
Yeah. It's it's one of those things that have been a trend in like both shows, right? Is the defying tradition. You know what I'm saying? Like at every level, some characters trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, they're all trying to create their own destiny at some point. But for me personally, I think that that decision is impactful. But I really think the Hand is the most dangerous character right now
okay,
because not only does he have the king's ear, but he has his queen's ear because
yeah,
he is overbearing from what I could see, and
yeah. He did nudge her 2 times where he was like,
right,
"You're going to see him tonight. You're going to see him tonight." And I'm like,
right,
okay,
right, and the only time she doesn't like mess with her fingers or whatever or tear her fingers up is when she's talking to the king and when she's talking to Rhaenyra. So it's like any other time, she'd just be tearing her fingers up. But that's beside the point. But I think because at this point now, he basically got a monopoly on the whole system, we're going to start to be able to see what is his true intentions, right?
exactly,
Because
yeah,
at this point, we don't know why him and Damon really got beef like that, but they got beef. Like we know from Damon's side, but we don't know why other than,
that's a good point. That's a good
him
point.
him being a distraction and just, coming to the city unannounced and cutting people's arms and hands off and all this other stuff out of nowhere with nobody's permission and things like that. Like we still don't know, his true like intentions. And even when he has conversations with Rhaenyra, like he talks to her like he gives her respect, but at the same time, he like, yo, you messing up my operation up right now. Like I got this under control. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I really came over here to kill Damon, but since you want to do this, you know what I'm saying? Now I gotta fall back and find some other way to do this. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So it's that's why I think him and Corliss is pretty much a really good X factor, but I think more so Corliss is going to be like plot device driven. Like he's
Yeah,
going to get stuff done because the plot absolutely needs it. Whereas like, you know, the Hand, aka Abraham Lincoln, is going to like be really like he's going to be the Lord Baelish of this
I'm hoping. I'm
like
hoping.
era, you know.
Yeah. And
Um,
shout out to Rhaenyra because she killing it. I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie.
she going
She
crazy
flew
right
on
now.
that dragon and did exactly what she said in the thing. We got a
Hmm.
dragon. What's up? And then talked down her brother. I was like,
Her
yo, she
uncle.
trying to prove her uncle. Like
Yeah,
she trying to prove herself.
right, right.
Like I'm buying it. I'm like, I get it. I'm seeing it.
I get it
So
too,
shout
but
out. I
at
like
the
her too.
same time, it's just like we know what her outcome is because the first
Yeah.
queen is Daenerys or whatever. So it's still like it's just like I see what you're doing right now. I respect it, but it's just like it's not gonna work for another 172 years. You know what I'm saying?
Because not to compare too much to Game of Thrones, but she
Yeah.
do already remind me of that little like was
Hmm.
Arya
Yeah.
like already. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, and I
Yeah.
just want what? Give me more, get
Right.
more House of the Dragon now.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. So with that, you know what I'm saying, we gotta start talking about this war, bro. This war that's coming. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? I think I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's like a struggle to maintain power that I'm more interested in like how this war is gonna pan out. Just because like Damon, this is his chance to prove himself, but also it's like okay, how is the king gonna react when he hears about this? You know what I'm saying? Like
And
that.
like, what's the mindset of the king going forward? Because like you
Right.
said, the throne is stabbing him type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that really could just be the way they explain, like, he's getting ill, he's not thinking right, and
Right.
decisions are being made. He's just an ill old man, and he's afraid to make the aggressive decision.
Mm-hmm.
And is Damon? How far is Damon actually gonna go? Because right now, I'm liking his character. He's still, to me, he's still on Team Targaryen.
Yeah.
But at any moment, he could really just blow everyone's minds and be like, "Damn, he just dragging to everyone at here or there." You know, so it's
Yeah.
just I'm interested to see, like, at what point is it really the king that's gonna mess up, or is it just Damon's gonna get tired of this stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
how exactly does the king lose this?
Yeah.
How do you not make up with your bro and figure this out? You know, type thing.
Yeah. Because it's like dragons are still the ultimate power,
Yeah.
right? So they got dragon riders, but if he's not willing to send them, and then Damon wins, then it's just like, then he won without the dragon. I mean, he gonna bring his dragon, of course, but
Yeah.
like he just did what you weren't willing to even try to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm like, at this point, one of the coldest lines in the first two episodes was like how the king was also talking about like how power is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? So dragons are the ultimate power, but at the same time, it's like, are they the people riding the dragons? Are they the ones in power, or are the dragons just doing it because they want to? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like that's one thing that really stuck out to me, like the power of an illusion.
Mhm.
Like, who's really running things, and even like, I don't know. I don't know how to really. That's getting a little bit too into like stuff we haven't seen yet to really like for me to really articulate what I'm trying to say. But the power of illusion thing is definitely playing a factor into like how this war, what the outcome of this war is going to mean for the next few episodes, at least.
Yeah, because to me, I'm just thinking the king is not thinking about the stuff he's already lost. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's clearly lost the Valerians'
Yeah.
trust, and
I mean, I don't think he ever had it, to be honest.
I mean,
Like,
I think they didn't mind him being king and understand that, you know, you gotta take a new wife type thing. Like, if say in that first episode, if his wife did have a boy, like, I
mm-hmm.
don't think there's gonna be a beef type thing, because
Nah, I
they're
feel like
still technically family type thing.
nah,
But
I don't know.
now
Auntie,
now you had an option to literally fix. You
yeah,
had an option to elevate us type thing, and you
yeah,
denied us type thing. Because
right,
before it was a choice between your dad, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
or
your
your uncle,
dad's on the throne and the people are picking and you win.
right,
And I get it because I'm married to your sister type thing. We
mm-hmm.
don't got beef with you. But now you got the chance.
Yeah,
Like, now you got the chance to, like, put my family on.
mm-hmm.
And you're just like, because even the way he announced it,
Yeah,
uh, I've decided who I'm marrying. And then the guy was like, "Oh, okay, like, you ain't had no options other than my daughter." And
right,
then it was like her.
yeah, and everybody was like, oh,
Even
yeah,
Rhaenyra was like,
ain't no way, like,
"Yeah, no, ain't no way.
like, yo,
You
you need
sticking
to go
up
like,
with my daddy behind my
right,
back." Like,
right, you supposed to be my friend, you know? We had that moment in
you,
the crypt, like, you teaching me how to
yeah,
grieve, all this other stuff, but really, you trying to become my mama. Like, what you
you just
doing?
like all these other guys. Because
But
she was even
yeah,
like, "Oh, I think if you talk to him," and then they had the little dinner thing, and she kind of opened it, but it was like,
right,
"Dang, you've been sliding behind my back too."
right.
So
It's like
it's
I
kind of
ain't
just
really got
like,
no options.
and it's like at the end of the day, we see the king, and you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, are you not seeing how you're losing stuff?
Right.
Like, you just promised the kingdom to your daughter type thing. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be the first queen type thing. This is what is it, Balerion,
Yeah.
right? The last dragon, the
Yeah.
dragon.
Yeah.
You got to understand this type thing if you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a ruler at all. Like, and
Yeah.
then
We went through that
you're gonna
whole
marry
season.
her,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna try to have a kid, and now I'm no
Yeah.
longer like,
Right.
dang,
Yeah.
dang.
Cause this. I feel like if we don't have those moments, we don't get that look.
Yeah.
Also, so like I get it, but it's definitely glaring. Like, yo, you are really folding right now.
Yeah, from our perspective, it's
yeah.
like, where is your win? It just kind of seems like I
Yeah.
feel like if they would have had one more episode to show him like really, I don't know, just a little bit more like, dang, I'm down. Like this
Mm-hmm.
air thing is really getting to me, and like she's really got my back. I just
Yeah.
feel like because of that time skip, we missed that portion, and then we're just seeing him deciding like, well, this is the direction we're going in. And I was like, dang, King, like everyone
Yeah.
else is on a totally different vibe
Page.
than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm still rocking with it. I'm just like, dang.
Yeah. I'm still rocking with it too. Um, but I mean, that's all I really got for the first two episodes. But we also got the announcement of season 2. So
Yeah, they phony. HBO Max, you phony. Y'all have been knowing y'all had season 2.
they had to join
This,
the tuck.
of course,
Yeah.
ain't no way. Like
Yeah.
day 1, oh, season 2 coming out. Of course. Like, I just don't get it sometimes. They ain't
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Nah, I bet you that made people want to go out and see the next one though. Like it was like, oh dang, it's like that. They already announcing it after one episode.
After one episode, it's like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I think that's all I got for so far for this show. You got anything else before we
I mean,
get some
I know a
more
lot of
stuff?
people have seen this already. I really like it. I
Mm,
really, really like it. And it just feels good to be back. And it feels like I have a consistent show that's gonna at least deliver its runtime. I'm gonna watch it.
yeah.
I'll feel good. Maybe I don't like this part, maybe I don't like, but it's a lot that I really, really, really like. So, House of the Dragon. Oh, you're bringing me back in hard, man. I just don't do me dirty. No season 8, bro. No more. I think they're gonna get it right, though. I think they're gonna get it right. So.
I hope so, man. I hope so, cause I mean I wasn't tripping on seeing it, but that's a story for another time. Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of the show. I think that like after watching Game of Thrones, I didn't realize how short other shows really are. Like every episode, because the episodes are long. Like they are long. So it's that part also makes me excited because it's like, all right, now I get to sit down and jump back into this world, and it's just like, all right, what's going to happen next? Because like Game of Thrones is one of those, or House of the Dragon is one of those shows where like you don't know what to expect, but you're expecting something to happen, and they continuously deliver, and and a lot of times it just be little things, you know what I'm saying, from the knight that got put on the guard being Dornish, you know what I'm saying, it's just like, oh, this might be how something else connects, and just the overall, like, bro, what is going to go on, like what is going to happen, like that's the main thing, and it just keeps you locked in, and
it just feels so great to be in Westeros again after them leaving a horrible taste in your mouth. You're like, dang, Game of Thrones was real good. Like that's how you're feeling watching it right now.
I feel the same. But House of Dragons isn't the only thing that dropped this week or last week. We also had She-Hulk drop. And Chris, I don't know, did you get a chance to watch that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do a little talk on this as well, just because I knew with this episode we was only gonna get like mainly surface level stuff, just because it was 2 episodes, there's a lot to cover, and it's just more so like we're happy we're back, you know what I'm saying, like we're just we're just happy we're back. Exactly. We got something great to watch, but we also had She-Hulk that dropped, and as y'all know, last episode that was mainly about She-Hulk, and I think it's one of our highest viewed like podcasts on YouTube, so definitely go check that out if you haven't seen that already. And I'm talking like full podcast joint. So yeah, I mean, I don't really got anything off the top of my head because I just like we could just talk about it a little bit.
I'll go
But
off.
go off real quick. Refresh my memory.
I think it's getting better.
Okay.
I don't know. To me, I like the second episode a lot better. I
Mm,
like seeing her be in the office, and then she's trying to understand the dynamic of, okay, I'm gonna be this now. They want
mm,
She-Hulk, not
right.
me. I mean, that seems like a main thing that she's like a little upset about. But
Hmm.
this thing has changed your life forever, and I think she's gonna learn to embrace being She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And then that abomination talking
Oh,
to left and right,
yeah.
I kind of felt like this is perfect. Like,
Right.
what in these scenarios, like abomination? Yeah, why am I the villain?
Yeah.
I drugged up, bro.
Right.
And then at the end of the episode, boom, I'm gone. Like, I'm like, there we go. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm feeling this now. So I'm thinking it's getting a little better.
Okay.
What you think?
I still think it's great. I still,
Oh, okay.
I never like not didn't like it. Like I mean, I think the abomination was also moments of the episode was also cool because it was just like it's like okay now we're finally getting into the Hulkverse, right? Because now we're bringing characters from that, even though we don't have an official like uh MCU Hulk movie, they're bringing what happened in that movie into the universe, and it's in a tasteful way. It makes sense, and
Yeah.
like you said, you get this sense of like, dang, I understand. I understand his plight right now. You know what I'm saying? I still don't trust him. You know, but I get it, and
Yeah.
like I like seeing, how even this new position is, she was down on her luck, and it was like one of those things. Just like, yeah, this is not like you saying, like this is not going to affect my work. I'm gonna be able to do whatever I want and everything. And
Yeah.
as soon as she pop off, boom, unemployed, and it was just it was just like, dang, that
Like,
sucks.
she was mad
But
cocky episode
yeah,
one, and then
right.
like
She
Bruce is
got
like,
humbled.
bruh, and then got
Uh,
humbled the next. I'm like, thank you. Like,
right.
all right now.
Yeah.
So
So I like that. I also liked us we getting our final probably our final whole cameo for this season, because he gone somewhere. I don't know where he going. I seen somewhere that it's for a Hulk movie. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be. I've been praying for World Breaker Hulk at some point. So who knows if that's even in the cards, but just seeing the way that they're introducing and letting characters go is really reassuring, and I'm excited just to see just this dynamic of She-Hulk, really embracing the not only just the name but the lifestyle that she's going to have to live at this point, because she's like you said, she's a star now. So anywhere she go, they're like, "Oh, change. Don't be Jen. We don't want Jen.
yeah,
We
exactly.
don't want Jen." And that's also a thing that like could relate to real life in certain aspects of like people only see you as one thing, and getting to see her
Good point.
play that dynamic out in front of us, and her like getting into the superhero hemisphere of like how, or it's not even superhero, but superpower people, um, hemisphere of like law, because that's just something that we haven't really discussed. Like in other movies, yes, we've had the famous walkout. You know what I'm saying? Between Civil War and stuff like that, but nothing really in the real like no real repercussions other than becoming fugitives and not just being the word. Like we're gonna get to see how like real life Jennifer Walters as She-Hulk is gonna play an factor of like, okay, this is what life is really like out here when you're not just saving the world every day. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more stuff like that. One thing I did want to discuss is like, and we talked a little bit about it, but this episode wasn't as funny as the first one to me.
Yeah, it's still
And
not quite there for me.
yeah, and
I
like
think it's getting a little better.
yeah, and the fourth wall breaks are still, I still like them, but they're too far in, like too few far in between for me.
Yeah.
Like I want more. because it's just like I want to know exactly what you're thinking, you know, because like
Because then it'll be more sitcom-y.
yeah, and I feel like right now it's like we're there but we're not. Like you forget that this is a sitcom. You know what I'm saying?
Forget that
So
she does it, like, sometimes.
right.
Like,
Yeah, and that's her thing. So it's just something to think about, you know what I'm saying? We don't gotta spend too much time on it. I don't know what the next podcast is gonna be about. Because I mean, obviously, if it's we got I was gonna say House of Cards. We got House of the Dragon coming out every week, so we're definitely gonna be talking about that. And you know, we'll see what other movies and stuff are coming out as well. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. Chris, what are you geeked about, man?
bro, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm geeked about One Piece. I'm about to finish another arc down. I'm trying to finish catch up to One Piece by the new year, and we're at episode like 304-ish. So that took 2 months, y'all. So
yeah,
I don't think we can make it because I mean at this pace that'd be like 900 episodes. But we finally getting somewhere in that anime, and I dropped this anime a long time ago. So I'm so excited to finish this arc. So excited because we moving places, and that's all I care about.
What arc is it? To give them what you call idea where you at?
It's Ennis Lobby. I think that's how you say it.
Ennis Lobby.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still in Skypia. I still ain't get there yet, but I'm still in Skypia.
Oh, that hurting me.
But yeah. So, what am I geeked about, man? I mean, I just took a much needed break over the last week. Y'all probably didn't notice this because we were still dropping videos over the last week, but you know, your boy went away for a little bit, hung out with some friends, got to reset, and I'm locked in, bro. I'm like for the rest of this year and going forward, I'm locked in, bro, because not only with this podcast, but you know, with my original channels and just all the content I'm creating, I think it's getting better and we're getting more results. I just have a better idea of like where I'm going with things, you know what I'm saying? And anytime you like get out of your normal routine, you get to start to missing it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd say by like day like 3 or 4, once She-Hulk came out, I was like, damn, I want to make a video right now, but I couldn't. And I was like, it re-energized me, and y'all start seeing all the changes and stuff like that as we go along. But I'm just geeked about getting back to it, man, getting locked in and making more content, bro. But that's all for us this week, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. You know, on all your socials and audio platforms, just search up Why I'm Geek. You'll be able to find us. And yeah, that's it, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and y'all know the vibes, man. Stay geeked.